What a bloody mess. Look at that. 2 full combs and a third one on that end, all attached to one bar. We can't leave it like that. This split is going really well. They're growing really rapidly. They're having a few issues with hive beetles. I'm killing as many as I can. I'm hoping the colony gets strong enough, quick enough, that they can deal with them themselves in the end. But we can't leave those combs like that. It's illegal in our country anyway for a start, because you can't inspect all the combs, you can't inspect all the cells. We're going to have to cut them off and fix them somehow. I've got a couple of methods I'm going to try today. Now, if we can find the queen, I will catch her and cage her up, because we're going to be cutting combs. We're probably going to squash a few bees. There's every chance that she could be one of them, and that's not something that we want to do. So if we happen to see her, we will try and cage her. Probably highly unlikely that we're going to see her, but the option is there. The first method you've probably seen is a simple rubber band method. We just got a standard frame, we lay the comb in there, and we try and secure it with rubber bands. It's probably one of the simplest methods. I don't know that I'm too keen on it myself. I just don't like the rubber band sitting in front of some of those cells, and it doesn't really provide a fixed hanging point for the comb. If you look at the comb in a standard frame, it's attached up the top and all the weight is hanging off of that. With the rubber bands, all the weight's going to be sitting on this bottom part of the frame and compressing everything. It's not going to have a hanging point. It doesn't provide that natural hanging support, which is where these guys come in. This is a version of a what do you call a rescue bar in the Topbar world. I assume people with langstroths use them as well. And just have some wire mesh screwed onto the top, bent around in a C shape, and these metal prongs, we can just push the comb through that, and then that'll hold the comb in the correct position, but it'll also give that support from the top. So they're the two methods we're going to try today. See if we can't put this hive on the straight and narrow, so to speak. Hopefully not do too much damage. Alright, we'll have a quick look. Bit hard to get rid of all the bees when there's multiple combs. We'll try and shake as many as I can off. And then I guess what we want to try and do is separate one of the combs initially. Not sure which one, we might go with this one here. This is going to be a shit show no matter which way we go about it. Alright, so that's detached. I'll just whack that back in there. If we lay that in position and just gently press it onto the prongs of that wire mesh there, we should then be able to pick it up, and it should hang in the correct way, and they'll fix that pretty quick. This one's a funny one because it's got a second comb up here that's probably going to be more of a pain in the ass than anything. I'll just separate that. Alright, and that'll locate it within the frame. Righto. So like I said, another brutal little exercise that needed to be done. I'll only do the one today. The other hive, I'm guessing it's going to end up the same because it was started the same way with top bars, and it's just very hard to get them to build exactly where you want them to on the frames. Most normal people would use a sheet of foundation, which is just pre-printed wax in the center of those frames, and then the bees just build naturally out from there. Nice even frames all the way through. I don't know, I don't want to do it. Try and let the bees do it as naturally as possible, but it does mean having to push them in the correct direction, or not in the correct direction, but in the way that I want them to build initially, because they don't care if their combs are square or straight, or they don't care. They'll build whatever they want. But I need them to be on the frame, so yeah. But once I get them building on the frames correctly, then it should be an easy matter of just checkerboarding. So I'll have two straight frames, put an empty one in between, and they'll naturally build that straight because the one on each side is straight. So a little bit of mucking around to get going. Don't think I should have too many more issues from here on in. And after they attach all those combs that are on the rescue bars and the rubber bands, we just pull the rubber bands off, unscrew that wire mesh and take it off, and everything should be sweet. The beetles are a bit of a concern. I reckon there was probably 100 beetles when I lifted that lid off. But short of just killing them as I go in, there's not a real lot I can do to control them at the moment. I think it's been a particularly good season for beetles. Well, don't go in then. Yeah, I just got to hope that that colony gets to a size soon where they can handle them. They seem to be sort of on that point where they should be able to start controlling them soon, but yeah. Anyway, that was just a quick look at how you can put ferrule comb, I suppose you'd call that, onto langstroth frames. You could use that if you're doing a cutout or yeah, wherever any comb that's not to what you want it, you can use that method to put it onto the frames and sort of encourage them to build nice, square, even comb. So yeah, hopefully, well, we'll check back later and we'll see, but I'm pretty confident that they will build perfectly from here on in. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.